Welcome to 1993 Regeneration X. We are taking a look at the movies of February 1993. My name is Daniel. I'm joined by the experts of the era, Cass and Wesley, and we're going to take a look at what's in theaters, starting off with The Temp. Laura Flynn Boyle.
May I help you?
I work here. This is my office.
I don't remember this movie. I remember that name.
Yeah.
Laura Flynn Boyle.
I remember Laura Flynn Boyle, sorta. Don't remember this movie.
Hey, didn't you tell me you once fooled
Extremely
around?
attractive.
We've got all the creeper shots already from the start.
Who the hell's that? Quite a
Who
temp.
is she? But Steven, she's highly efficient.
Highly efficient.
The guy from Wings?
Yeah.
She is hot.
Chris, I don't get involved.
She's
in this.
definitely ambitious.
She's definitely ambitious.
Someone is leaking marketing
Code word.
strategy.
See the new girl? She's very ambitious.
hmm She's got a high motor.
Kind of like the beehive hair.
She's got.
Oh,
Totally
okay.
devoted.
Don't
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Do you think Roger was
Somebody
murdered?
just get murdered over who was gonna
We're running out of executives.
sleep with the new girl in the office.
What are you doing?
Dude,
Or,
Come on, you have doubts about it.
or instead of sleeping her way up, she's killing her way up.
Oh,
Killing it.
No, just want to know a little bit about her.
the new girl's killing it.
Oh man, so 90s with the car phone.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure about any.
Hey, it's the girl from the show about the moose. No, maybe it's not. Never mind.
Don't you find
Northern
Shows
Exposure.
someone who cares
Uh.
desperately about something?
There's no mooses or meese. No moose.
I'm not
Mooses
selling
is
secret Charlotte.
Well, what are you doing, Peter? What's going on?
it's confidential.
Like an insane
Someone in this company is trying to destroy me.
Well, who do you think it is? Oh,
Stop doing this to
Well,
me.
This is a very confusing trailer.
maybe that was the point. The Temp.
Very active imagination, Peter. I see where it gets you in a lot of trouble.
They needed a nice pun there at the end, but I guess they're trying to take it more seriously. This is an old favorite of mine. I don't know how well it holds up, but apparently pretty well because there's still spin-offs to this day. Originally, horror movie, played reasonably straight, called Evil Dead.
for sure, it's a cult classic,
Yeah,
right?
Evil Dead 2 took itself a little less serious, and then part 3 of that trilogy is called Army of Darkness,
You know your shoelace is untied.
which is what we have here. I saw Army of Darkness never knowing the existence of those two Evil Dead movies and ended up watching them much later.
In the Middle Ages.
Found it pretty enjoyable because it's in the horror genre, but it is just a strange movie to describe.
This looks like a comedy.
It is full of comedy for sure. It is.
So it's like a full-on comedy once it gets to this point, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like the
Horror comedy at this point.
yeah, it went from cult classic horror to cult classic. It's almost in the neighborhood of like a comedy Conan the Barbarian kind of thing, you know? Because the Necronomicon somehow sucks him in and takes him back to medieval times for whatever reason.
What was that movie that Martin Lawrence did where he went back?
Black Knight, right?
Black Knight.
It was Black Knight.
Yeah, I just watched that last month or a couple of months ago. A friend of mine's, whatever, went and hung out with a friend, and he had it playing, and we cracked up repeatedly. This is wild. I have some friends that I'll be very disappointed. I don't think I've ever admitted this to them, but I've never seen these movies.
I've never seen them either.
If
Which I'm
you,
not big into the horror
Yeah.
genre.
I don't think that last one really classifies as a horror. It means to in some way because that's where it comes from, but it's definitely more of a action comedy, but it's got some horror elements in that some things are a little like grotesque.
Kiefer Sutherland getting this swag on.
With a young
Was that
Sandra Bullock,
Sandra Bullock. That's
who vanished 3 years ago.
I remember this movie.
I don't. It's vanished from my memory. This movie is called The Vanishing, by the way.
To admire his perseverance. You're a creep.
Coming off her breakout performance in Love Potion #9.
I'm the man you're looking
Yeah,
for.
okay.
I'm Barney.
I didn't come to appreciate Kiefer Sutherland until 24.
I never watched 24.
Me neither. Not a single episode.
I highly recommend season 1 of it. I'm not saying that the rest of the seasons are bad, but you can just one and done it and at least get a really good experience.
Wasn't each episode like an hour out of the day? So there was 24.
Yeah.
Which,
So if the show
okay.
starts at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday, it ends at 8 a.m. Like the final minute of the season would be 7:59 a.m. the following day. You know, like and that was pretty cool. And now that you can watch things without waiting a week to see the next episode, it's far more watchable.
Sure.
On demand is the way to go. We're living in the future. The Vanish.
I want to say that I watched this movie. When I said I remembered it, I remember that it was a thing. I think that I've seen it.
I know that I haven't seen it.
I've definitely seen this one.
What is
Spider-Man's mom. Or aunt.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah,
With Star Wars font.
I know my sweetheart.
Hey, it's,
Rosie Perez.
which one is your sweetheart? Of those
Both
two?
of them,
Okay.
actually. But yeah, it's Tomei. Oh, this is where she. No, what is this?
Okay.
Christian Slater? What?
What is this? You're not afraid of us, are you?
Let me tell you
Story about a man named Jed.
the story about a man named Christian Slater, right? Who I'm pretty sure this is the movie. Now, I may confuse all the Christian Slater movies of the early 90s, okay? But the name of this movie is Untamed Heart, okay? And there's this movie where like the whole story with him, I had to pause for a second there, is that he had a heart transplant and he has a baboon's heart. And she falls
I'm 100 with you.
and she falls in love with him, but he's not going to live very long.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's this one
That
because of
sounds
the
right.
name of it.
Yep. That sounds right to me.
Oh, yeah, here it is. There's the scars.
Yep. Totally. I watched this because of the people that were in it.
Yeah,
It's
me
like,
too.
y'all got me watching this mess.
This is a romance.
It's alright.
Yeah.
What happened to Christian Slater?
What do you mean? He's awesome.
Yeah, to me,
Being
he's
awesome.
He's always going to be awesome to me. I don't know if he just decided he could take a break, or maybe Hollywood felt like they were going to move in a different direction from him. You know, he had a great run from late 80s to mid 90s, and then just completely fell off for like a decade and made a minor comeback, and then I couldn't tell you where he is now. But I've always liked him for what it's worth.
I want
I
to say
like
he and
Christian
that,
Slater.
yeah, me too. He and that whole crew, right? They are what they were. You know that.
Yeah.
What were they called?
Kiefer Sutherland and all them. Is he a part of the Brat Pack?
Was that the Brat Pack? Yeah.
Yeah, he may be a part of them. I don't have him as part of them in my head, though, to be honest.
I think Slater maybe isn't. He came a little afterwards. I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't technically have him with them. But whatever. Maybe, maybe not. They're like the Young Guns crew to me.
Yeah.
They all kind of made a run again as adults, and I want to say that he has some kind of darkish show that is on random network #2, True TV or something along those lines. Like
USA.
Yeah. I want to say he's got some show. But you know, Kiefer Sutherland, I've got him right there in that group with him, and Charlie Sheen, the Estevezes.
That's true. They all, well, maybe not as much with Emilio, but the rest of those names did, take a break and come back with something notable later on. Kiefer did better later. Charlie had that run in the sitcom for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That movie we just watched the trailer for that was so weird and kind of boring looking was called Like Water for Chocolate. It only opened in 64 theaters and yet outgrossed any of the movies that came before it. So that's why it made the list.
I owned it at one point. I know, definitely saw it. I owned it at one point, I want to say.
Here's one of our trivia movies from last week, Loaded Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Part 1. I don't know that there was a 2. I think they just decided to name the first one Part 1.
Well, because it was parodying
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. They had a couple of... Some of those movies had
Lethal
sequels.
Weapon and Naked Gun and what's the
I know what you're thinking, punk.
yeah,
Did he fire
maybe
173 times?
I guess
Doesn't-
Beverly Hills to a degree.
For the record, Christian Slater, he was on Mr. Robot and had a good run 2015 to 2019. Yeah, I knew he did
Mr.
something
Robot
like
was
notable.
a notable show, yeah.
Absolutely. And then he's got a show, Dirty John, that's apparently either in production or is on the air right now.
You know,
Dirty.
never met the guy, but I'm glad he's still in the game.
Me too. Oh yeah, I
Are they-
remember this movie.
They doing another Dirty John? Because
That means it's working.
there was one that was out
Kathy Ireland.
not too long ago.
Is that who that is? That's her name?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she was
Yeah, she was
number one there for a minute.
yeah, I think she might have been my number one for at least a time.
Is that right?
Yeah, at least a 6-month
Bro.
period.
When she was in Unnecessary Roughness.
Yes, the kicker.
Mhm.
Okay.
I need to rewatch that. It was one of my favorite football movies.
I'm not sure that I know I couldn't have called her name had you not said it, and next week I
bikini
won't be able to do it again.
Yeah.
I bought some of her furniture. She had I don't know if she still does. She had a furniture line.
I had a poster of her
right?
in my bedroom for a while.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What does human flesh taste like?
Chicken.
See it before they make the sequel.
Who is that? Is that Emilio? That's Emilio. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the young Samuel L.
Sam Jackson.
And that was my
It's
first
my
time ever
beard.
looking at his face and saying, I love this movie. That's my first time ever looking at Emilio's face and saying, oh, you're Charlie Sheen's brother, and I
Yeah,
see it
and I
in your
see it.
face.
You're right. It does look a little more like him there. I love this movie too, and I feel like some days I feel like I'm just a couple degrees away from being this guy.
No doubt, on some level.
I'm sorry.
We stop serving breakfast at 11:30. Who's running out of patience?
I guess change for the folks.
A peaceful man.
So what I'm struggling with, though, is the name of it. Is it Falling? Falling Down, maybe?
Falling
Or
down.
am I
You
just
got
way
it.
off base?
Yep, falling
Okay.
down.
A little too far.
So mad. Love it. Oh my god, I want to watch it.
Society,
immediately.
I do too, and I haven't watched it probably since '93 or '94. Who knows? But I'm so socially awkward anyway that I get so frustrated with the way people act out in the world that I'm telling you, I'm just a little bit away. Just not
Right.
quite as audacious as this guy, but
The story of an
Yeah, this dude was awesome. He was my hero for a period of time.
who refused.
You got the wrong one. You got the wrong one.
So we got a nutcase with a bag full of guns is in the Hollywood.
this guy playing the detective after him is great and everything he does too.
Sure.
I feel like I ought to know his name. I'm mad that I don't.
It's Robert Duvall, right?
Probably. I think you're
That
right. Duvall is
sounds
definitely
right.
right.
That totally sounds right. Good call.
Michael Douglas.
We're about to find out.
He's got to be actor number 2, right? Yeah, absolutely.
There it is.
Good man. Gold star for Cass.
Doing to the street. We're fixing it. What the hell does it look like? See, I don't think anything's wrong with the street. I think you're just trying to justify your inflated budgets. Well, I guess so. I'll give you something to fix. What are you?
Give me something to fix.
Falling down.
Like the anti-hero.
guy?
A tale of
I'm the bad guy?
Oh, it's a great movie.
Duh.
Yeah, for sure.
From Walt
Oh,
Disney
we got some
Pictures.
Disney action.
But not what you think. Live action Disney.
Uh,
This is from last week's trivia, or
Yeah,
the
it is.
January trivia.
Good call. I was like, why is this movie fresh in my head? Because of the trivia.
I like how you kind of do the
Trivia.
you did the same thing that I normally do when you see Disney, but then you don't see animated things. You're like,
I knew exactly what it was when I saw it, though. Like, that first scene, I was like, oh, okay.
I gotta tell you, domesticated animals wouldn't stand a chance out here.
And whatever, no diss for real. I watched it
Yeah.
back in the day and enjoyed it
Test their ability
to a
I-
degree.
I think I liked it a lot. I'm wondering if my 3-year-old daughter would pay any attention to it, or if it's maybe a little slow.
Yeah.
Is it on
Not
Disney
probably.
Plus?
It
I need to
has.
look-
It's gotta be.
You know what? No, I think I looked and it's not. As a matter of fact, so we'll have to check that and get back. But I want to say, because we just talked about it, I was on Disney Plus 2 days ago and didn't see it.
Didn't we have a teacher that made us watch? Not made us watch it, but that played it one year.
That definitely feels like something that could have happened. And since
Sure.
since we found out that it was based on a book, it makes all the more
Right.
sense.
Yeah,
This-
I want to say that was at Beulah specifically.
This guy,
No,
Richard Gere.
it's on Disney Plus.
Is it?
It's
Cool.
coming to Disney Plus May 1st, 2020.
Oh, why is it not already there? Is
It must be on another streaming service somewhere.
Okay. It's on Hulu or something. Gotcha. Stars, whatever.
What is this? Cass, did you have this in trivia?
No, but
I'll be damned.
What this
What's two
is?
sizes smaller
I could write it.
Something I want to watch it.
You are not my husband.
You are not my
I
husband.
think I am.
Jodie Foster. And
She's looking cute right there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Give her points for cuteness.
I've never seen clan horses.
Tell me who you are. Burn this place down.
Can racist horses.
It's the guy from Casper, right?
There's Caspers everywhere.
Why don't you
That's
take him into your
awesome.
house, into your bed?
Yeah. Jodie
James
Foster's
Earl
funny.
Jones. Let's get a good cast.
Random James Earl Jones appearance.
Is that historically accurate? Did they dress the horses up too?
Who you are, then I'll have to let you go.
That has to
Were
be, or
there
they would have
black
included it.
Name. I don't
Where
think
they're
I
black
have.
judges.
Not in the same town that there's clan horses. I'm sorry, this is improbable.
But like, how funny would it be if like somebody picks you out because of your horse?
Right.
Oh yeah, okay. Hey, that's
Like,
at
wait a
least
minute,
you've
I
made
know
sense
that.
of it for me. I appreciate you helping me work
I
that
know
out.
that horse. That horse was harassing me. That racist horse.
Racist horse.
that
Yeah,
racist
that's a Chappelle skit for sure.
And the number one movie of February 1993,
This had to be in that trivia. What is it?
and it was.
Oh, absolutely.
Buyout.
Groundhog's Day.
It's Egon, I think.
I'm reliving the same day.
Love this movie. Absolutely
Yeah.
love it.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
It's
classic.
it's probably a if I see it on, I'll stop and watch it kind of movie.
Why you make up something like this?
I'm not making it up.
Phil, I think you need help.
Have you
her
guys
name.
seen? I should have researched
I need
this.
help.
That's Andy McDonald, right?
Usual problem.
Yes, there's a
The
McDowell, right? And a
McDowell.
Yeah.
Most of my
But have you guys seen? Somebody did the math of how many times he relived this same day, and like it is obscene. Like for some reason I got it stuck in my head that he relived this day for like 1,000 days or something.
Is that
Towards
right?
towards the the end, it starts going through the days, but then you also got to factor in like he teaches himself what, piano or guitar or something
Yeah.
like that,
Piano.
like
Yeah,
at a high
they
level.
Yeah, they said, it would have taken this many days to go from an absolute beginner to playing the piano this well.
Right. And that's just one of the things he learns. I think he does some other stuff as well.
Chainsaw ice sculpting.
That's right. Good call.
I love it. I would take it. I think I would take it. Obviously you want to get yourself out of it eventually, but
What day is this?
I think
February 2nd.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You know, you had the freedom to like find out what you could really do if you had nothing to worry about.
Yeah, the fear of dying is no
I don't worry
longer.
about anything anymore.
No regrets.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, the movies of February 1993. So up next, we're going to take a look, a sneak peek, if you will, of what's coming in March 1993, right after these messages.
Lifetime skin fats for current rev. Predict max expo, Thurlight, and Frylight. Now current facts. Sunrise AM 609. Safe flight to AM 631. Fearlight to PM 816.
Welcome back to Regeneration X. Did you enjoy that commercial break? I know I did, and I'm definitely going to go out and buy, watch, or support whatever was being advertised. If you couldn't tell, this is Cass taking over the broadcast for this segment of one-star reviews. Have no fear, I'm still joined by the all-around 90s experts, Wesley and Daniel. I know you just had to sit through a commercial, but bear with me as we hear a word from this week's one-star review sponsor. Wait, what's that? The movies this week are so bad, nobody was willing to sponsor this segment? Not even the Atari Jaguar? Really? Well, this is just disappointing. I'm really regretting turning down Warheads for last month. Alright, well, since we don't have a sponsor, I guess we'll get right into the trivia.
We're on an island.
Yeah, we're back to making no money from our ad revenues.
Warheads, we were just joking.
Yeah, pay us, please. Alright, we'll get into our first movie here. John C. said, a pointless waste of Bill Murray's nuance and Robert De Niro's mole. This is the movie that never lets you get comfortable in all the wrong ways.
And Bill Murray back-to-back months in the theater.
Right.
And De Niro, I don't know that I can... Like, that's two names that I can't think of being together.
All right, so Private U says, this was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. You would think that with Bill Murray, Robert De Niro, and Uma Thurman, you could do better.
Uma Thurman was a fox in the early
I'm
days.
a Uma fan. I'm a Uma fan, for sure.
And Brenda V says, didn't think much of this. Only watched it for Bill Murray, and he was great at the sinister yet likable criminal. De Niro and bedroom scenes, though, just don't go there.
I'm out. And as the I'll go ahead and tell you guys what my guess was, which is absolutely wrong now because I'm realizing De Niro is not the alternate co-star of the movie What About Bob, if you guys remember that one with Bill Murray.
That's such a good movie. That's a good movie.
And I was like, but it does leave you uncomfortable because like things are constantly going wrong in the movie, you know. But no, Uma Thurman and Bill Murray and Robert De Niro. What a cast.
Yeah, I've got nothing. That's bananas. I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so upset that I don't have a guess or that I don't know it.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in my De Niro knowledge.
It is Mad Dog and Glory.
I've heard of it. Definitely never seen it, but I do remember the name.
So I think Robert De Niro is like a bumbling cop, and Bill Murray is like the head of a mob family.
Wow.
So it's like a totally reversed role.
That was probably the fun.
It's
That was probably the fun of them. Right? I feel like it's not though, right?
It's got to be a comedy. Like Bill Murray at that point, maybe. I don't know. I'm not the biggest. Oh, this is where we test our friendship potentially. I'm not the biggest Bill Murray fan.
He's an acquired taste.
He has moments of greatness.
He has moments of greatness, like Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, What About Bob? And then I don't know if you guys have seen St. Vincent. He was really good in St. Vincent. But some of the other stuff I just haven't really gotten into. He was good in Zombieland.
Yeah, I'll say Zombieland and Groundhog Day are the tops for me. Oh, and then it's the one Sofia Coppola where he's over in Japan.
That's the one I was trying to think of too. That is a great one. That with Scarlett Johansson is the
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, it's
Lost in Translation. Is the name of the
that's
movie.
it. Yeah,
it's a good one.
That's a good one.
And I never saw Life Aquatica. It didn't really appeal to me. But
I watched it.
It's fun. Weird. It's weird. It's definitely weird.
I think I remember him being good in Stripes. He was good in Caddyshack.
You know, I've never seen Caddyshack.
But like in a weird what?
It was very weird in Caddyshack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like Bill Murray. All right.
I think he's pretty great, but I
Between
haven't seen every single film.
And Murray, you'd think that would have resonated a little bit more.
I love hearing the stories about Bill Murray. Just he doesn't have an agent; he just has an 800, and you call and leave him a voicemail. And if he's interested in the project, he'll call you back or whatever.
That's cool.
It's cool to have made it to the point where you can decide how you want to take your jobs.
Right.
All right. Cheers to him.
Oh, Scrooged. Right. We can't forget Scrooged. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah. Especially coming out of the holidays.
Sure.
What do we have next?
All right. Our next movie, I have a feeling you guys are going to jump all over this one, but I don't even know how to say your name, sir. So, ma'am, sir, whatever you are. I'm sorry, you do not get credit. So, the third and thank God the last movie in the franchise ended up being even worse than the second installment. The acting is awful, the costumes look terrible, and the story just flaws, completely forgettable.
Okay.
So we're dealing with a trilogy. All right. Let's see if Taylor W. can shed a little bit more light here. Absent of the great effects, entertaining action, and overall charm that the previous two films managed to provide us with, the live-action movies are by no means masterpieces, but manage to at least be entertaining enough to warrant some interest. Not much, but some.
Oh, I've got it.
Do you?
Yes.
So it's something that was previously animated or is known to be animated, but it becomes live action.
And is a trilogy.
And it's a trilogy.
I'll get if you don't get it in the next clue, I'll add a clue in because I'm sure that I have it.
Oh, look at you. Let them swing.
All right, here we go. Let's see if your clue's better than Leonard D.
Lenny D.
Haven't seen this since the 6th grade and am not planning on taking a look at it again. The concept of them traveling back in time seemed like a good idea, but when it was executed, this just made you think, wait, what the heck is this? Even the villain was too silly compared to Shredder. What a waste of time, money, and potential.
Yeah, that the key word there hammered it home. My clue was going to be feudal Japan samurais. And I don't know if that would have helped, but...
so we're going to go with, this was a bad movie, right?
Yeah. As much as I'd like to say otherwise.
So this is how I justify this next statement. Didn't watch it. Refused to.
You could tell that it was... Was it even... I would raise the question as to if it was in the theater at all, or if this was a straight to VHS movie.
Potentially. I absolutely refused, and I loved the Turtles. I love them.
To this day, the first movie is still great. The second is a little goofy, and then this third one. But the first movie was amazing.
Sure.
Yeah, there's sometimes you just don't want to taint something you love. If
Yeah.
and
I
if you
won't.
know it's going to be so bad that it
The
could
smart move to not
possibly
watch it.
impact your love of
Can retroactively ruin the other stuff you love. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just not worth it.
That's me through and through. I refuse. There are several things like that like, oh, y'all made a sequel or y'all remade what? And for what reason? Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm struggling to think of any right now.
The
'cause
first one that comes
not
to
feeling
mind for me is I got to remember the name. Oh, Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They
Yeah, no,
they
didn't do it.
remade it, and I actually like Colin Farrell a lot, but I don't want to watch the movie
What's the point?
because I've already seen it, and I know
What about
I know there's nothing you can do to make it better than the one I saw.
Correct.
what about the remake of Ghostbusters?
Nah, I'm good on that.
I didn't watch the female lead remake of that,
Nope.
and they're making
Probably
another
never
one.
will. Probably never will.
Well, the one that they're making now
Is
is
it more of a sequel, sort of?
from the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that falls under a different rule, I guess. But
it's got Paul Rudd in it.
Yeah, and Bill Murray, so probably worth a try at some point. But I am a little cautious about it too. What was the name of this Turtles movie? It couldn't be Turtles in Time, right? That was taken by the video game.
It's just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
There's they couldn't have come up with some play on words.
Some subtitle.
Yeah, for
that is the one where there's samurais.
Yeah,
right?
Samurai Showdown or something.
Whatever. I'm not watching that crap.
Samurai Shredders. I don't know.
Everyone knows it doesn't make any sense. Everyone knows you can't make a Ninja Turtle into a samurai. That doesn't scientifically add up.
How would they fit?
It's ridiculous.
What blacksmith in feudal Japan will be able to make these work?
It just doesn't. Everybody knows that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You're right. Silly.
Scientifically impossible.
So none of us have seen that movie.
I feel like I was
Or ever will.
When I was 15 or 16, I think I was watching some little cousins, and it was on television, and I saw bits of it passively, and even then I can remember feeling disappointed in the parts that I saw.
Right, just sad.
It was hurting me to see the turtles, like feeling like they were real actors.
Absolutely.
Like so hard up for money that they did this trilogy sequel.
The mighty hath fallen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm 100% with you. I've had moments like that where it's been on, like, what is that? No, can I leave the room?
Yeah, like the less I watch, the better. It hurts me to see them like this.
Walking in on your parents making your little brother or sister. I just need to leave because this is horrible and uncomfortable for everybody involved.
That is that level of bad. That's how bad it is.
All right, we got another one?
We got the last one here. I'm going to be totally honest. I've never seen this movie. I don't know if you guys have.
Yep, I've seen it.
But I know Chris I has seen this, and he said, don't even bother with this. Watch La Femme Nikita instead. Way better.
Okay.
Comparable. So we've got to assume comparable to La Femme Nikita. So heroine action movie.
Like, I can't remember if La Femme Nikita was about a female assassin or if Christian Slater was Nikita. There was a movie where he was Nikita. Anyway, all right. What's the next clue?
All right, Yvette C. Ridiculous premise, really, but this movie introduced me to Nina Simone. I should give it 5 stars for this fact alone.
I wish I knew
Please
who
don't
that
let me be
was.
misunderstood. I just listened. That was one of the songs that I'm not going to say, I assume that's the song because that's her most famous song. We listened to Nina Simone putting Elena to bed tonight.
Can't remember her.
Whatever. Okay.
All right. Final review, Whitney B. Harvey Keitel makes an amazing cleaner. Unfortunately, there is still another 100 minutes of the movie to watch.
Harvey Keitel's just been in so much stuff.
Yeah.
As like a random guy in my head, right?
Right, yeah. So it was hard to find good reviews because just about every reviewer said La Femme Nikita was better. So most of the 1-star reviews were just pretty much pointing you to go watch La Femme Nikita. This is an American version of the movie La Femme Nikita.
Interesting. Okay.
But they, obviously it's a different name, but basically the premise is the same. It was just better done. Do you guys have any guesses as to what the American title is?
I'm trying so hard to think of some play on words or translation for that, but
Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda.
oh, okay. I remember the movie. I don't think I've seen it, but I actually do remember it.
Yeah, when I saw the title, I knew the title, but I knew I haven't seen the movie.
I definitely have not seen the movie. Yeah, okay, yeah, looking at a picture of it, I'm like, okay, yeah. I remember that it was a movie.
Right.
Thing about Bridget
So-
Fonda, it's a famous name. If you were showing me the trailer right now, I couldn't call her name. And y'all know me and my memory when we look at the trailer for it next week, potentially.
You're gonna forget about it.
What's her name again? Is she related to Jane Fonda? It wasn't Jane Fonda like workout videos?
Yeah, it's possible. Fonda's not overly common, and for them to both be in the
Unless that's not
entertainment business.
her real name.
Poser. Bridget Fonda was born into a family of actors, including her grandfather Henry.
Yep. So there you
her
go.
father Peter, and her aunt Jane.
So yeah, all those names I knew were attached to Jane, so I knew they're all in the family at that point.
Michael Rappaport was in this movie.
That's back before we learned his name, but he was in everything.
Right.
That's my dude, bro.
Yeah.
Cheers to him for.
I don't even know why or how I became such a big Michael Rappaport fan, but
Beautiful Girls did it for me.
Beautiful Girls was definitely like a big boost in the pegs, but Higher Learning, and then again, yeah, you're right, Beautiful Girls, and cameo in Next Friday, where he shows up at Ice Cube's door, delivering the tax papers, saying essentially they needed to pay their taxes or they were going to get kicked out. And Ice Cube opens the door, and Rappaport's like, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you here. You must be some kind of a rapper or a football player or whatever. What team do you play for?" And Cube's like, "I play for the Cucamonga Cracker Killers."
But it did seem like he showed up in everything there for a minute. We would have these quick cameos.
Yep, absolutely.
What was that movie he did with Eddie Murphy where he was a sniper? There were cops.
What?
Not Metro.
It's got to be Metro, right?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Okay.
It's got to be Metro.
That's all I could think of.
Because I'm thinking Eddie Murphy movie with him being a cop that I don't have a clear memory of.
Yeah, that was kind of the same thing for me too. I was like, what? Not Beverly Hills Cop.
What is not Beverly Hills Cop?
Where he was also a cop.
I think that's the end of the sentence. What is not Beverly Hills Cop? That's awesome.
Yeah, it was Metro in 1997.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, that'll do it. And there you have your previews. Check in with us. March 93 movies coming soon. Thanks for watching.